And so I'm going to draw a little picture. You've got what looks like the end of the hallway,
Yeah.
like this, and then you've got this spread out like that. Okay? The thing is, this can't be, because if things slant one way, they have to slant the opposite way the other direction.
Okay.
So this area here needs to do something, I don't know exactly what, like that. The only time that the top and the bottom of one of the sides can be parallel to the top and the bottom of the paper, and also parallel, of course, to eye level, is in one point perspective, and that would be when you were looking, if it was down a hallway, it would be something like that.
Okay.
So let's just start by, I'm going to start by holding this piece of paper still. And the 1, 2, 3, 4, the 1 is eye level, which looks plausible. Were you sitting when you drew this?
Yeah, I was sitting.
Isn't that amazing? Am I psychic? How did I know?
You probably saw me doing it.
Well, I might have, but I knew by, oh, nice pencil.
He knew that because your, what do you call that, center line is, eye level is low.
Exactly, the eye level looks like a sitting position as opposed to
And
standing.
standing, it would be a little higher, huh?
Exactly.
So I need one of these long rulers, huh?
Well, you don't need this. I'm using these rulers, and I'm using rulers whatsoever because I'm busy correcting drawings. But you don't need a ruler to do these drawings. It's just, I can prove things to you with the ruler, and I'll do that as I move forward. Let's look at two things. The good news is you have two things correct. They may be the only two things, but at least you have two things correct.
At least two things better than nothing, right?
Absolutely, that's the correct attitude.
But nothing, then you're really going to say you need to go back.
So we have 1, the corner of the room, and 2, eye level, and then I want eye level marked, so when I look at your drawings, I have no chance of mistaking what's going on. Now, we get to the sad story, and it's going to run right into all this stuff. I don't need these, actually.
Okay, that's mine, yeah. That's why I was trying to see how you...
Okay, well, just watch what I'm going to do here. This is telling us that if it hits eye level inside the drawing, it cannot be. So this is too steep. Let's see what happens with this here. Maybe plausible. And this is why I have 2 long rulers, is so I can actually find that word that connects. So it's happening. I'll do the things that are going this way, I'm going to do in green.
Is there a tall stool
This
around
is
here?
at least possible
Is there a tall
because
stool?
it
Sit on.
connects. Here's eye level.
see
Here's
it?
that line. It connects about there. So.
I know mine really stinks.
Okay.
I'm trying, but
Voila.
Are you next?
I hope so.
He didn't look at yours Friday?
A vanishing point.
I was ready, but I forgot to get out before.
Now, if that, and I'm going to assume, because we have to assume something's correct. If this is plausible, that isn't, so I'm going to go, I'm going to agree with this, and that's the third line. Now, as I start, and none of these work, so I've got to come up with something else. So let's take a look and just see. I'm marking these spots. Wow, were you sailing the weekend before? You were
No,
like on a
no.
boat rocking back and forth?
I was
Oh my
probably
God.
thinking some... No, I was like... I forgot about the... you know how you do the sighting and proportion? I forgot to do it with the pencil, so I'm like just eyeballing it.
I see, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I might need some Dramamine to keep looking at this drawing, but I'll do the best I can.
Yeah.
Have some chocolate.
Oh, chocolate would be good. Okay, so notice I put the dot that I'm going to use as a place to establish the direction of the line towards the corner, okay? And we also have one down here. Let's start and find out where the floor probably, if this is correct,
Yeah.
and that's my assumption, I'm basing it on that's being correct, is then I'm just going to go from that to the vanishing point, and our new floor takes place down here.
Oh, yeah, I see now.
So
Yeah.
this all is just not happening.
No good.
Okay, so this is a door, right? So we can take this, I'm gonna get it straightened out, it's just leaning. This might, are these doors in that tower in Pisa?
Yes,
Yeah, I'm just what I figured.
These are like the,
It's the Millennium Tower, right?
yeah.
Okay.
Once I drew the door, I said, no, that don't look right.
So I'm gonna make a huge assumption that these are not doors.
No, those are like.
Otherwise, you'd have to jump up to get into it. So I'm not gonna bring, I'll let this one be where you drew it. And the other one must be, I don't know what, bulletin board or something.
Yeah, bowling ball.
You're just making those vertical, right?
Psychic. How would I know that? What a guy, okay? So these are straighter. I'll just bring this part way down, about toward that. Okay, so now I've got new connection points. Top of the door. Be nice if this was more visible.
Okay.
Let's make it even more visible. I'll just make it a lot more visible, but a little easier. Okay, so let's find out. Top of the door. From that point to this point, it goes over this way. Top of whatever that is. Like that. Whatever this is. And it seems to go over to about here. So let me catch the bottom of these things.
Is it warm in here? Yes.
That same
Yeah.
thing, point closest to the corner, bring it over, and we're at the bottom of this dealy box, which is here. Voila. Let's bring the verticals down. And nothing against the edge of that. This is pretty good. Voila. I'm lining, to get this so it isn't leaning, is I'm looking at the graph here and there and I'm just trying to get it lined up,
Vertical.
Vertical.
which would be parallel to the sides. So that is, this just continues over. That's the new look of this wall here. Now we have to decide what we're going to do with that. We'll make this the short side, so we're going to make the vanishing point on the short side should be closer to the corner.
Okay.
So just for the heck of it, from the corner, from here to there, it's about 20 inches. And I'm just going to take a wild guess and make it a bit closer. I'll make it 16 inches away from the corner. This is a guess, but I can probably get the drawing to coordinate by doing that. And let's make the lines going to now our new vanishing point in red on this side. So you can tell one side from another. And that would make the floor on this side go like this. And our closest point to the corner that you've established must be the top of those glass doors, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's going to behave like that. And we've got things generating out. Is
It's
that
actually
connected?
this one better.
Pardon?
This one is better, not this line, that line.
Bad dot, good dot. Okay, are these supposed to line up with that?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, well, we'll just find out this way. So let's drop down a vertical here. the new floor. Whoa! We had a lot of motion there again. This goes all the way to the top. So, and it seems to start, well, I can tell you something that if these doors are equal in width, is that the one that's closer to you, which is this door, is going to be wider than that door.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about too.
You were thinking about that, huh?
Yeah, I was like, shouldn't that look like wider than the other one?
Well, let's find out exactly how to determine where the center is. Remember, we find the center of a receding shape by opposing diagonals. So
Intersect, yes.
where this intersects with that is the visual center of the door, which is this dot here. So, here we go. And now we have a wider door closer to us, a narrower door further away. And we have one more element over here that is going out to this vanishing point, starting from these 2 points. So think of if somebody was putting their hand along this rail to help them walk, they would have fallen down by now. You get the top one. And that is the corrected drawing. Is there a mat on the floor over here?
Yeah, right here.
What a guy. Okay.
How'd you know that?
think that was a psychic read? Well, let's just guess. I'm just gonna guess.
Because you tripped on it once, right?
It's gonna be doing something like that. I don't know exactly what, but I need some sense of where it might be. So I'm saying it starts here. So it's going to behave in relation to red, and the other side of it is going to, now I'm going to this vanishing point, it's going to slide down this way, and if it really ends about there, this is going to come down like that. And just figure out how big it is in this direction. There's your mat in front of the door.
Okay. And it would be my handle for my door would be the
That's
same
the
right
handle?
there. Yeah.
That's a pretty spindly little handle. Oh, it is pretty spindly looking, so it's pretty small, and it's going to go in the red direction, so let's just make it like that. So, vanishing point to the upper part, vanishing point to the lower part. Now, there's plenty of room for more detail there, but those are the big basic shapes.
Yes.
That is excuse me while I congratulate myself, get this on film. That is beautiful.
And would I use the same line as this bottom line to go this way?
If it goes that way.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Yeah, I don't know that information.
Okay.
Looks like you showed that line going all the way up.
Yeah.
But you've got the basic information there.
Okay, yes.
All right?
Okay, so now I could put it on my white
Yeah.
paper?
And then when you start doing the final drawing, add more detail. Because
Okay.
it's got the big clunky shapes.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, thank you.
So that was that.
Jump in there.
Oh, let me get this gentleman. He was misbehaving in the last class by not paying
thanks.
attention. So, okay.
I stink.
We shall see in a minute. I can tell there's some things that are wrong, but at least it has the two sides running off to different angles. I mean, we have an angle on the floor here that's a little close to parallel. This must be your eye level.
Yeah.
Ooh, is that an E-L there?
Huh? What?
The little cryptic mark there?
Sorry, I'm actually standing. I'm not even sitting while doing this.
Yeah. I sat looking this way, turning like this way. Yeah, we do. Yeah, because.
My bad.
No, you're pretty good. So I'll do eye level blue. We want the corner of the room. These are the two features. We'd actually normally start the drawing with the corner first. And this is number one move. Eye level's number two. Now we're going to make a decision. Well, things I can tell is that you've got some lines, like on the top of whatever that is, not ever going to connect to a vantage point out here. But let's assume somehow that although this line is a little soggy, that let's see where it goes. And it's going to go way off the page, which is okay. But it wouldn't hit eye level until
Japan.
slide along this line until somewhere out there. Let's get clever. How's that? That poor vanishing point was going to be stuck levitating for this whole class, which is a lot of effort for a vanishing point. So, voila. If that's true, we're assuming that it hits there. Let me hit some key points here. This is going to come over there. And let's take a look at this in red. Going this way. Let me just carry that line out. So, if this is true, and I'm saying it's plausible, and we have to decide that something's true, we're going to make that our commitment for the third line. And then I've got some concerns about this angle. For one thing being that this is the shorter side, the vanishing point will be closer than it is on the longer side. So let's just find out for the heck of it, how far away is the vanishing point from the corner, which is 33 inches. So I want to make sure that the vanishing point over here is less than 33 inches away. And since we don't really know, let's just see what we've got here. So I'm at eye level. Do you have a number between 1 and 33 that you like? Say 27.
17.
Say 27.
32?
No, say 27.
27. Say 27.
Trying to get you something a little more accurate. I'm going to make it 27. It seems plausible. Let's just see what that would look like. Now, because that's still a guess on my part, but I'm a pretty good guesser. So let's take a look and see what that line would look like. And do you notice that I have a sharper angle now from what you drew?
Yeah.
The two angles look almost the same, and they shouldn't be, but this is plausible. So voila, there we go for line 4. Now we have the basis for the whole drawing right here. It's 1 the corner, 2 eye level, then choose an angle going that way that you're going to say is correct, which I did, and then choose an angle this way. And now let's take a look at some of these things. We've got something on the wall. notice with these shapes, I'm picking points of contact that are closer to the corner. That it isn't absolutely necessary that you do that, but it will work in your favor more often than not. I'm not going to do all of these, I'll just do enough to give you a general idea. So, our ceiling, or at least whatever that line is here. And I think we'll end the drawing. I think you realize that your target all the way through the drawing should be this point here. I don't think you could see much further over this way if your eye was really there. So I'm just going to get rid of this, okay? Your job is that much less.
Okay.
And let's go ahead and connect a few things. These are just things that I can conveniently reach with the ruler. So I could start to make an estimate. I'm on a correct line there, on the top of the ruler, and I'm on a correct line there. So something that is going to be in between these is going to be in between those angles. So I could guess, let's just do an approximation, is that it will slant. I'm going to say something like this. And then just out of curiosity, if we have these two rulers lined up, what a dot. Did you see that? Boom! Right on the mark, okay? But you see how you could find the rest of these? Because I don't want to spend all the time drawing all these. We'll just draw one more down below eye level. So you can see that. Let's get to the bottom of that dealy bop. Dealy bop is a technical perspective term that was widely misunderstood in the Italian Renaissance. Do you believe that?
Dealy bop?
Yeah.
I guess so.
Well, if I said so, it could possibly be true, but what I said isn't true.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, we've got some lines to work with now. And you can drop those verticals down. I don't need to do that, right?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because all the verticals are going to remain parallel to each other and parallel to the edges. Let's just find out something.
This one is basically because of that one area that kind of like goes upward.
Yeah, I understand that. It's a very strange place, but now that I straighten your corner out, it's got a...
Yeah, I was going to put the trace.
Well, I don't know what you want to do about that little space there, but at any rate, this is the new corner. Let's just find out where this line begins, which is, looks like the top of the door. And I'll do the lines going in that direction in red so we can tell one side from another. So that's the new placement, right?
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Okay. Voila. And you've got some...
Why do you have to have, when you're doing this line, what are you looking at here?
I figured out
Oh, okay.
that is the vanishing
Okay,
point
so
for
you
this
want
side.
it to,
Yes, I'm going from, well, from that red dot now to that.
Bigger.
From here to there, and the door, I can't see through the ruler, but this heads out this way. And there are, now we've got kind of a confusing passage over here. This, oh, I know what the problem is the door isn't going down to the floor, so let's get the vertical in. So now that we have the floor down lower, the door's got to go down lower to get to it. And you're assuming that this is the middle of the door. If that was true, this door is further away we probably wouldn't see that side of this. Or do you want to find out if the total 2 doors occupied that space? You want to find out how to get to the middle of that? Say yes.
Okay.
That's close enough to
That's a yes.
So if this was the 2 doors, it's the same thing we just did with the last one, is we want to know where the center, the visual center is. So we go from corner to corner, and where they meet is the center, the visual center of those shapes, which is going to be coming down like this, and voila, now we have what we need, which is this door is shorter, is narrower than that door.
Well, isn't that
which
where
makes
like
sense 'cause
isn't that where I
this
put
is
the midline?
closed. Pardon?
Isn't that like where I kind of put the midline almost? Because I feel
Where,
I
on
feel
any shape, look up here. Don't worry about this relating to this drawing.
I understand.
Any shape that you have. If you want to know where the center of that is visually in perspective, go from corner to corner. Where they meet is the center, and you just drop a line down, voila, you've got it.
Okay.
Okay? So there's enough corrected here where you should be able to go
Right to
the
the
rest of the
window?
way, but I'm going to give you one more piece of information. I don't expect you to be using the rulers or to lay it out like this, but I will give you this information because it's sitting here. I think it was 33 inches, right?
Yeah.
So that vanishing point is 33 inches that way. And do you remember how we both
27.
simultaneously agreed 100% that this should be 27 inches?
Yeah.
Not, we didn't agree, but that's how I did it because I have a pretty good sense of estimation. So that's telling you just a little bit more information. So you should be in a position to complete the simple shapes that are here and transfer that to the white paper and then plot more detail. This is still, you know, highly generalized, but you don't need more detail just to get an accurate thumbnail sketch.
So it's still skeleton.
You could call it that.
No.
We're done.